This time out is brought to you by Quencha, our official drinkware.
After that thrilling first game we had, Sonet Towers victorious over Flashbacks Racing. We now head on to our second game of today here in QGBL La Germania Cup, the fifth season. Still live here inside CSA Gym in Makati. This is Baron Mercado covering the action. It's now Sanchubabies taking on Bridgestone, as both teams are looking to end their losing skid. Bridgestone with 1 win and 2 losses. Meanwhile, Sanchubabies 0 and 2 as they look to enter the winning column. Meanwhile, for these two teams, let's talk about first what's the story for this game here so far. And after losing to Grazery, Bridgestone looked to correct their wrong ways in their previous game against Flashback, but was unfortunate of losing in that game. They head into the fourth quarter with a 5-point lead, 70-65, but failed to sustain it, only scoring 11 points in that contest. Same can be said here for Sanchubabies, who's wearing their dark jerseys here today, as Martin Reyes scores that basket and that drive. Dropping to their last game is ironically against Flashbacks Racing, and they lost to Grazery. But one upside against that game versus Grazery, they were the team that held them at least at the closest margin, only losing by at least 13-12 points in that last game against Grazery. But on a Flashback Racing, they lost 81-70. Again, both teams looking to end the losing skid. That was Kobe de los Santos missing that jumper, missing that basket from within. Back-to-back misses on the side of Sanchubabies, and they're wearing dark, wearing white are Bridgestone. Kobe de los Santos swings it. Martin Reyes open. Bank shot is good for the former Fighting Maroon. 6-3 is the score, a 3-point lead for Bridgestone, as yet another miss for Sanchubabies. Gets that steal. Can they score in this possession? Strong drive to the cup, no problem. 6-5 is the score on that last one. Reyes knocks it down. Aging like fine wine is Martin Reyes. Again, played for UP and still showing us why he is one of the best. And speaking of one of the best, that's a corner 3 to make it so for Sanchubabies. 9-7 is the score here. Our contest here, second game for today. Again, two teams battling to end their losing skid. 1-2 for Bridgestone, 0-2 for Sanchubabies, as we are approaching the midway point of our Season 5 tournament here for Quality Games Basketball League La Germania Cup. One dribble pull-up, Kobe de los Santos. They swing it here for a 3, and it's good. Just like our first game, what a good shooting start for Bridgestone here in the opening quarter. Sanchubabies, they will look to use their youth, their quickness in this contest, but so far didn't make that attempt. Goes for that baseline, finds an open spot. What a pass by De Los Santos. Kobe with that beautiful pass in the basket. (16-7) with 5 minutes 15 remaining. 9-point lead for Bridgestone. Again, looking like the better team here, but that step back 3 is good with that beautiful stick in. I should say getting that 3-pointer to go. Martin Reyes leading the way here with final 5 minutes with 7 points. Vlad Singh with 5 points as well. Meanwhile, for Sanchubabies, Jahan Mirpuri with 3 points. Rishan Idanmal with 2 as well as Robbie Gana. A much needed stop now on the push. Mirpuri leading the way here with 3 points. Shoots another 3 and it's in. Training 2 3-pointers already. Jahan Mirpuri. Same spot, almost same spot, but definitely same result. Lead is down here to only 3, but a much needed basket on the side here for Bridgestone. Another 3, Mirpuri couldn't make it 3 in a row with 4 minutes remaining. Again, we look on these two squads, two hungry teams that want to enter the scoring fray. A corner 3 off the bounce pass. Torre finds a sniper in the corner, knocking down yet another 3. Again, this is just the same as our first game, where Sonet Towers scored 35 points in that opening quarter, just raining those 3-pointers in that contest. Almost losing that lead though, but was able to make a run because of that Tonko Meyerhofer connection. Meanwhile, on the other side, lead is back to 18, 21 to 13. Torre goes for that kick out. Drives, creates contact, no whistle call. Another corner 3. Couldn't find the range. What a tap to secure that rebound. Going for the drive, Robbie Gana scores for 2. Robbie Gana scored 38 points in their opening game. Only scored 13 on their previous loss against Flashbacks. But the jumper clinging in for 2. Dropping that down for Bridgestone. Again, going back to Robbie Gana, scoring 38 big points. Limited to only 13 and now has at least 2 points in my count. 23-15 is the score here. A 3. That was all air on that attempt. Looking for a touchdown. Reverse is good. Getting that attempt, Vlad Singh with now 10 points in this contest. Couldn't answer back with a 3 of their own, and that put back to go with it. Russell Dix scores his first 3 points. Tagle spots up. Too strong. Ball is tapped. 1-on-3 break. Couldn't pull the trigger because of that good defense played by Bridgestone. Look at that cross. Hands it off. Basket is good. What a drive. What a pass. Rishan Idanmal scores his first 2 points. What a pass by Gana. Final minute 20 remaining. 25-19 is the score here. Vlad Singh 3. It's in. 13 points for Vlad Singh. He has caught fire here in the opening quarter. Hitting that big 3. Stepping for the shot. Couldn't answer back. Was Mirpuri. Torre on the drive. Passes it on the left. Drives in the middle. Couldn't find the right English. Will set up for one shot here. 10 seconds remaining. Passes it to no one. Was Greg Yap. And now on the run, Mirpuri. Bumps, shoots. And foul was downstairs. That was our first foul of the opening quarter. Again, Jahan Mirpuri with 9 points. Leading the way here for Sanchubabies. Robbie Gana with 4 and Rishan Idanmal joining the fray. Strong 5 only for Sanchu. Here is Keanu. Pelipel missing his opening shot. Here is Torre on the drive. On the bump. Gets it up. Rebound secured by Ghana. 15 seconds to go on a hurry. Robbie will not make the basket, but will be shooting his free throws in. I saw Keanu Pelipel in this game led the way with 20 points in that loss against Flashbacks. In week number 3, Robbie Ghana at the line makes the first one. Robbie with now 5 points in the contest. Again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Swish App, La Germania, Bridgestone, Grape Hair Studios, ECX, and Passion Events. 28-20 is the score. Yet another high-scoring ball game here in Quality Games Basketball League, La Germania Cup. A second to go to beat the buzzer. That is way off. Tagle couldn't answer the call, and we will end our opening quarter with a hot shooting once again. This time by Bridgestone. They lead 28-20. Let's see if the second quarter, if Sanchubabies can cut down the lead. We'll be right back. Second quarter begins here in Quality Games Basketball League, La Germania Cup season or conference number 5. CSA is the place to be here on a rainy Saturday afternoon as we are hosting our second game of the day. Sanchubabies and Bridgestone. Baron Mercado on the call, and we have witnessed again some hot shooting for the leading team, Bridgestone. We have seen that in our opening game as Sunet Tower was victorious against Flashback. But we go back to our first quarter. Here is one of the players that really played well, talking about Martin Reyes. Couldn't convert. Pelipel to Robbie Ghana. Finds a way. Just couldn't bank it in. Rebound. Putback is good for his first 2 points here in the second quarter. Robbie Ghana leads the way with 7 or has at least 7 points here. Jahan Mirpuri with 9. Keanu Pelipel has yet to score. Again, he led the way in scoring, has scored 20 points in that previous game. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fence, Martin Reyes scoring 35 points on their previous loss with 9 3-pointers. So let's see if he can add more points. What a pass by De Los Reyes, finding Borgi Torre. Open on that one. Again, one of the sayings in basketball, the most dangerous player is the one who's inbounding the ball, and Torre just proved us why. Keanu with a miss. Pelipel couldn't hit. Kobe De Los Reyes with one man to beat, shooting this basket. Couldn't connect. Ghana brings the ball down. Robbie with 7 points. Breaks the zone. Nice stop by Reyes. Martin on a 2-on-1 break and sends this basket almost home as the ball rolls out. Only a 6-point advantage. A 3 from way downtown. Knocking it down. Mirpuri scores yet another one. 12 points. But Kobe De Los Santos, or Kobe De Los Reyes, answers that one. Kobe De Los Santos scores, I believe, his first 2 points. Mirpuri again couldn't find the rhythm on that last shot. Kobe. Here's De Los Santos finding a cutting teammate. Went for a spin, lost his balance, and with 7:05 remaining, only down by 5. Still down for the count there. Didn't see who landed awkwardly on that play. And got that spin. Waiting for the referee's whistle. That was Ethan Casares. Falling down and gingerly went back up. Kobe all alone on the leak out. Easiest 2 points for one Kobe de los Santos. Vlad Singh leads the way with 15 points. Reyes with 7. Meanwhile, on the other side, Idanmal with 4. Mirpuri, who scored that last 3-pointer with 12 points. And Robbie Gana with 7. Couldn't convert. Pelipel needs to be active here if he wants his team here to be at least in the lead. Reyes. That leak-out play was read perfectly by the defense. A 3 for Idanmal. Couldn't connect. Kobe de los Santos all alone. Ooh, tough miss, but there is Martin Reyes. And that is why you have that trailer. Just in case your teammate miss, Martin Reyes scoring his easiest 2 points, making it up for that last miss. Has 9 points in this contest. And the referees will call a foul with 5:31 remaining here in the second quarter. Robbie Gana will shoot 2 free throws, and as we watch Robbie shoot his free throws, again, we'd like to shout out everyone who's watching in our YouTube channel. We are broadcasting it here live and also here in Colegio San Agustin. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Swish App, La Germania, Bridgestone, Grape Hair Studios, ECX, and Passion Events. 36-29 is our score. Robbie Gana with 9.8 points so far. Jahan Mirpuri with all makes from the outside. Robbie Gana with 8 points and 6 rebounds. Meanwhile, Martin Reyes with 9 points, 2 assists. Ethan Casares with 5 rebounds. Vlad Singh with 15 points to lead all scorers here in this second quarter. Shot is too strong. On the run, Keanu Pelipel, too strong as well on that drive. Torre couldn't reach that ball fast enough. Robbie Gana and Sanchubabies wanting that call to be reversed because they felt that it was on their side though. But referee saw otherwise, I should say. Missing on that step through 3 was Singh. Here's Gana. Dix couldn't make the putback. Strong rebound. I believe that was Casares grabbing that rebound high. Throws this one off as Mark Tagle will be at the line. 36-29, a 7-point lead. Sanchubabies looking to protect this one. But Mark Tagle will swish the first free throw. Tagle knocks it down. (38-29) is the score, a 9-point lead. Sanchubabies cut this lead as low as 6. 30-24 was that score, but was able to add more points. Martin Reyes, Kobe de los Santos, yeah, and the company able to keep in play. Torre with a bounce pass. Tagle drives and one. Mark Tagle able to find a gap. What a pass by Torres. Looking to complete his 5 3-point run here. 40-29 is our score, as Tagle will make that 5-point swing. Mark Tagle completing the 5-point run that he had, a personal 5-0 run. Mirpuri passes it to Keanu. Pelipel looking to make Torre work, sends it to Gana with 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Mirpuri for 3. He is fouled. Was fouled on that last one. Tagle was called for that foul. Again, Torre and Tagle talking to our officials. They're arguing that Mirpuri kicked out his leg to draw contact. But alas, Jahan Mirpuri scores on the first free throw. Second free throw is good. 14 points for Jahan Mirpuri. He has scored on all 3-pointers so far. So he made a 3-pointer the old-fashioned way as he cuts the lead back to 9. Reyes for 3. It's in! Martin Reyes with 9 3-pointers in his previous outing now has 12 points. That is 3-pointer number 2 for Martin Reyes. The lead is pushed back to 12 with a minute 20 remaining. They send it out. Mirpuri waits for that flyby, shoots this 3. It's in! Another 3 for Jahan Mirpuri. 18 points in the contest. 5 3-pointers all in all. Sanchubabies' best chance is for Mirpuri to keep on burning those 3-point attempts. Here he is once again on the right side, pulls up 3. Waiting for that call that never came. Rebound secured by Casares. Ethan with one man to beat. Open lane on the left. No problem for Ethan Casares. Mirpuri once again has that hot hand. Idanmal brought the ball down and Gana will give it to Mirpuri. Back to Robbie. Gana finds a teammate. Idanmal shoots this one. Couldn't make that with Rishan. Sean couldn't make it. Reyes with 12 points. 2 3-pointers in his name with 4 seconds to go. Casares, what a find. Tagle misses the sorry miss right there. Misses the gimme. A sorry miss for Mark Tagle. But alas, it is an 11-point lead, 46-35. Still, 11-point lead for Bridgestone. We are at halftime. As we begin our second half of action, still an 11-point lead for Bridgestone here in Quality Games Basketball League La Germania Cup 5th Conference. CSA Gym is our venue. Baron Mercado is in the middle of the action at your service, calling this one as the story of the game so far. Hot shooting by Jahan Mirpuri, 18 points with 5 3-pointers in his name. But his squad down by 11. Tagle misses the last shot in the second quarter, failed to secure the first basket here in the third quarter. Robbie Gana operated in the first quarter, ended the first half with 9 points as he looks to help Mirpuri carry the load, and so far playing 20 minutes and yet to score Keanu Pelipel for Sanchubabies. Meanwhile, combination of Vlad Singh and Martin Reyes, 27 of their 46 in this contest. Mark Tagle joins them with 9 points. Mirpuri couldn't force his way in. Torre with a rebound. Bounce pass by Tagle was anticipated by Jahan. Here's Mirpuri this time, drives, and that's his first field goal of the contest. 20 points for Jahan Mirpuri. Floater is up and it's good for Tagle. 11 for Mark Tagle as well. Pelipel working his way in still to score in this contest, 48-37. Gana in the middle, guarded by Torre. On the fake, Sean gives it to Robbie. Gana couldn't complete the reverse layup. Casares completes that rebound. Here's Ethan on the drive. Yet again, lefty finish. Has made that strong drive. On the second quarter was Ethan Casares, now with 4 points in this contest after that beautiful drive. 13 points or 13-point lead, 50-37. As Mark Tagle and company looking to make it harder for Sanchubabies to make their points across, and that three finally dropping in for Keanu Pelipel. Scored 20 points in their previous contest, though that's his first three-pointer and first field goal of this game so far. So you have Mirpuri knocking down the three. Pelipel now looking to start waxing hot for his squad. Here is Mirpuri erasing that three, and he gets it going here. He has 23 points. 70-43. The net was still on their side though, as that quick basket. Nice cut, nice basket. That's Kobe De Los Santos. Kobe with 6 points in this contest. A 3-possession ball game. Pelipel now starting to feel that confidence. Here he is for this jumper, and finally seeing that ball drop once again. Has 5 in this contest. Pelipel and Mirpuri combining for 5 points each, and that three is big for Mark Tagle as he rattles his three-pointer to go down there. Has at least 14 points in this contest. Mirpuri guarded by the guards here by Bridgestone. Here he is from the middle, calls glass and drains another one. 26 points for Mirpuri. 6 3-pointers to go with it. Torre, midline jumper. That is off. Gana on the run. Mirpuri, transition 3. Gonna break in the backs here of Bridgestone. Robbie on the spin. Sean on the attack. Will be called for traveling. Bit hesitated on that step was Sean Idanmal. Referees caught him shuffling his feet on that last play. 55-48 is the score. Torre on the spin, hands it off. Caceres with a basket. Borgi Torre has been making some smart plays for his squad, being the primary playmaker for his team, and he has dished a couple of assists in his name as they give the ball to Mirpuri. This time couldn't find the line. Torre pushes the pace, finds Tagle, couldn't finish. Nice defense by Idanmal with 4:50 remaining. Keanu, 3, it's good! 8 points in the quarter for Keanu Pelipel. Again, after being scoreless in the first half of action, Reyes a bit quiet. Couldn't drain it. Caceres will be fouled here by Russell Dix. Missing in action for Bridgestone, Miko Hanlin. For them, he was the backup of Martin Reyes on that last game. Scored 25 points. Talking about Nico Hanlin. But so far, helping Martin Reyes here is Mark Tagle and Vlad Singh. Reyes still with 12. Vlad Singh hasn't scored yet, has 15. But playing well is Mark Tagle despite all the misses he had. Just goes to show he is not afraid to shoot given the opportunity, as Caceres just erases that shot. Idanmal goes for this attempt and he will be fouled. Ethan will be assessed with that foul. Again, going back to Mark Tagle. Those misses never phased him. Hit a big 3 in a couple possessions ago. Still a 7-point deficit. Still a ball game here in the third quarter with 3:21 remaining in the third quarter. Fourth quarter will be a much interesting one, as these teams looking to fight off and shake off their losing skids. Reyes spots up. Too strong on that 3. Caceres gets that rebound on that bump. Just erases Russell Dix for that basket. Ethan Caceres joins the double-digit mark. Now he has a double-double. 10 points and 12 rebounds for Ethan. Pelipel with 8 points all in this quarter. 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Mirpuri with 26. Forcing the issue. Gets the rebound. Gana couldn't make it. Throws it off. And almost having that steal was Sanchubabies. Tagle will sit. Checking back Kobe De Los Santos, who himself has 6 points in this contest. Again, Vlad Singh did his damage in the opening quarter as he had 15 points. Reyes still at 12 for them, and the jumper is good. Training it in for Bridgestone. That was Jetan. First basket of the game. So only Greg Yap hasn't scored for Bridgestone in this contest. Idanmal will lose the ball, but there is a foul before that swipe. 63-53, a 10-point advantage. Keanu with 11 points here in the third quarter. Pelipel now has found the way. But will that be enough? 7-point lead here for Bridgestone. Back-to-back makes for Jetan. One in the middle earlier on the left side of the court. Pelipel versus De Los Santos. Love this matchup. Pelipel finds a way. Keanu with a bounce. Couldn't make it. Was Russell Dix on that last play. But Reyes will push the pace. Transition 3. Knocks it down. 15 points for Martin Reyes. And just like that, 7-point lead transition ballooned to a 13-point advantage. They will find Keanu with 10 seconds remaining. Pelipel gives it to Gana for 3. Couldn't find the center. Dix with a rebound. Sean couldn't make that 3 as well. 10 seconds remaining. Reyes has the ball, sees the clock. Reads 5 but shoots 3. Back-to-back hits for Martin Reyes. He has 18 points in this game. Ending the third quarter with back-to-back makes and pushes them to a 15-point lead, 71-56. Fourth quarter action will begin when we return.
This timeout is brought to you by Quencha, our official drinkware partner. Stay sharp with Modern Fox Barbershop, for the modern gentleman. Experience life through travel with Giron Travel. Fuel up with Casa Empanada. Train elite with ECX Elite Athletics. Track the game live on Swish app, our official stats partner. Powered by Bridgestone.
Fourth quarter action here in Quality Games Basketball League La Germania Cup 5th Conference. CSA is our venue. Baron Mercado still on the call, and what a third quarter for Bridgestone. It was, as Martin Reyes couldn't make it. 3 3-pointers for him, but ended that third quarter with back-to-back mix. Now he's guarding Mirpuri. Sends it to Pelipel. He had 11 points in the third quarter. Kobe De Los Santos will score his first 2 points here in the fourth quarter. Kobe with 8 points, I believe, if I am correct. De Los Santos, yes, he has 8 points at least in this contest. And those leak out plays, those defensive plays will continue. Reyes is open on the left, and he will complete the transition play. 20 points for Martin Reyes. Love to see Ethan Caceres bringing the ball down and making some tough plays. And speaking of tough, a 3-pointer to go with it. 29 for Jahan Mirpuri. Jahan with 8 points or 7 points from 3. Reyes with a response. 21 points for Martin Reyes. Nice block by Caceres on that last play. Both teams hitting the outside shots. Both teams hitting their strides though. But it's just too much scoring for Bridgestone. Martin Reyes caught fire. Ishan couldn't convert his first 3-pointer. Reyes once again, transition 3. A bit too short. Idan Mal secures that rebound. Mirpuri with 29. Pulls from way down. That is off. De Los Santos will score. 10 points for Kobe De Los Santos. At least in this contest, completing those transition 3 as Pelipel will miss. Reyes gets that rebound. 21 points for Martin. Gives it to Vlad. Singh hasn't scored since the first quarter, but his teammates really stepped up in this contest as Robbie Gana makes that drive. Robbie Gana enters double digits with 11 points. Timeout is called here. A 19-point lead for Bridgestone. 7:22 remaining in the fourth.
This timeout is brought to you by Quencha, our official drinkware partner. Stay sharp with Modern Fox Barbershop, for the modern gentleman. Experience life through travel with Giron Travel. Fuel up with Casa Empanada. Train elite with ECX Elite Athletics. Track.
So we return to the action. 19-point lead. Jahan Mirpuri leads all scorers. He has 29 points, 8 3-pointers in his name. Meanwhile, Martin Reyes with 21 points and 5 3-pointers to go along with it. Robbie Gana made the last basket on the bump against 4 defenders. Tough shot for Robbie Gana. Robbie scores yet again, now has 11 in this contest. Reyes caught a fake. Couldn't make a 3 though. All smiles for Martin Reyes. 5 of 11 from the 3-point area. Has made big baskets for Bridgestone with 6:40 remaining. A 17-point lead. Jumper by Gana. It's good from the free throw area. Torre is back on the court again. What a game for Torre. Only 2 points but has at least 6 rebounds and 9 assists. Big boy move for Ethan Caceres to respond. Again, Torre doesn't need the ball to score. Can really make some damage, making some big plays. And speaking of big plays, Jahan Mirpuri with 9 3-pointers in the contest. 32 points for Jahan. What a game for Mirpuri shooting the basketball. Can they respond with a 3 of their own? That is Tagle knocking it down. Mark Tagle with 17 points. Mirpuri couldn't make it 10 3-pointers. Robbie Gana inside. Good defense by Caceres. Dix, too strong, gets his own miss and cleans it up. Russell Dix has scored his 4th point of the contest. Another opportunity. Caceres makes it count. 32 points for Jahar Mirpuri. 9 out of 18 from the 3-point area. Keanu Pelipel couldn't knock down the 3. He has 11 points. Russell Dix with 4. And Rishan Idanmal with 6. So all 5 players playing well for Sanchubabies. But again, Bridgestone, they are on another level. They got 5 players in double digits. Torre with 9 assists. Has the ball back, gives it up. Pass to assist. Tough basket, couldn't make it. Ball will go back to Bridgestone as we are into the final 4 minutes 10 remaining of this contest. Second game of 3. Here's a player who has really played well, talking about Tagle. Caceres gets the steal and his easiest 2 points. 18 points for Ethan Caceres with 13 rebounds and 4 assists. 19-point lead. Pelipel had a line but couldn't make it. Torre on the break. No look pass to Tagle, but the referees will call a travel. (89-70). 3 from the corner. It's good. Robbie Gana knocks down a 3-pointer for his name. Torre, that's your 10th assist. Another point for Tagle. 19 for Mark. So far, this Mark, Tagle, and Borgi Torre connection working wonders for Bridgestone. Open 3 and it's in. Points just keep piling on. That is Singh for that 2. Only a long 2. First 2 points for Singh since the first quarter. Robbie Gana still hitting his 3-pointers here and there. Has at least 15, 18 points. Torre brings the ball down with 2:30. Another 3 for Singh. This time couldn't connect on the left side. A 3-on-2 break. Mirpuri couldn't secure his 10th 3-pointer of the contest. Torre with 10 assists. Gives it back to Ethan. Nice block. Sean got his hand on it. Nice defense by Idanmal. Breaking free. Oh! Tough miss. Could have been a big moment for him getting that stop and that 3. And speaking of 3, that is good. Those outside shots just keeps on falling down, even for Ethan Caceres, who has at least 23 points in this contest. Ghana has made his back-to-back 3-pointers as we are preparing to end this contest between Sanchubabies and Bridgestone, with Bridgestone going 2-2 so far. Sanchubabies with 0-3. Unfortunately, in our team standings, wasn't able to cut the lead as low as 6. That was the barrier for Sanchubabies in this contest. Thought their best chance was in that second, third quarter, but Martin Reyes happened during the end of the third quarter. And if you look at the score sheet here, balanced scoring for all players here, as Ethan with the miss gets his own rebound back. 20 points for Ethan. So you have 3 players for a Bridgestone scoring 20, with Martin Reyes leading the way with 21. 20 points each for Vlad Singh and Ethan Caceres, as both teams will just dribble it down, and we're gonna wait for the final game here, final score here in this contest. Vlad couldn't score the final 3, and that is it for our second game of today. 98-78, 20-point win. Impressive after bouncing back after that loss. Watch Bridgestone as they snap their 2-game losing skid. Meanwhile, Sanchubabies down to 0-3. 98-78. Coming up next, it will be the battle of 2 undefeated teams, as Grazery taking on Tri-J here in Quality Games Basketball League La Germania Cup 5th season. We'll be right back. Yes.